Good evening, I'm Benjamin Lee, and this is a Ukraine Brief. Today marks day 1,430 since Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Here are the latest stories of the day. Following a meeting on Thursday between Vladimir Putin and senior U.S. envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner in Moscow, talks between the United States, Ukraine, and Russia have begun today in Abu Dhabi. Witkoff and Kushner arrived in Moscow late Thursday for talks with Vladimir Putin, which reportedly lasted nearly 4 hours. The meeting focused largely on control of the Donbas region. The Financial Times, citing a senior Kremlin official, reports that Putin told the U.S. envoys a long-term peace settlement would not be possible unless Moscow's demand to control the entire Donbas region is met. Talks in Abu Dhabi are expected to last until Saturday. It is the first time all three countries have held joint talks since Russia launched its full-scale war. The Ukrainian delegation is led by the head of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council, Rustem Umerov, along with 3 other senior officials. Russia's delegation is led by the head of military intelligence, Igor Koshner, and the talks are expected to focus on possible settlement over control of the Donbas region. Speaking to reporters on board Air Force One on Thursday, President Trump said both President Zelenskyy and Vladimir Putin want to end the war in Ukraine.
I've had numerous conversations on Ukraine. It'd be nice to end that war. It costs us nothing. We make money. I don't want to make money, but we make money. Whereas Biden spent $350 billion stupidly and lost a lot of money. But it's not about the money. It's about 25 to 30,000 soldiers a month, mostly soldiers. And what's happened here is there were times when Putin didn't want to make a deal, times when Zelenskyy didn't want to make a deal, and it was like opposite times. Now I think they both want to make a deal, but we'll find out.
Did something change that makes you think that Putin and Zelenskyy now are serious about it?
I'm not getting predictions. There are no changes. I think that President Putin would like to make a deal. I think that President Zelenskyy would like to make a deal.
In Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, around 1,200 apartment buildings remained without heat, according to Mayor Vitalii Klitschko. Authorities have set up emergency warming stations to help residents cope with freezing conditions. These include heated tents and disused railway cars converted into warming centers. Temperatures in the snow-covered city have dropped to negative 18 degrees Celsius. Since the start of the winter, Russia has focused attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure. As a result, hundreds of thousands of Kyiv's 3 million residents are facing prolonged disruptions to power and water supplies. The Kyiv Independent reports that some homes have been without heating and electricity since January 9th. Meanwhile, Russia continues its attack on Ukrainian civilians and infrastructure. The Ukrainian Air Force says Russia launched 101 attack drones overnight, with 76 intercepted. This video shows the aftermath of an overnight strike on an apartment building in the Zaporizhzhia region. Ukraine's State Emergency Service says at least 1 person was killed and 9 others injured. 24 public and residential buildings were damaged in the attack. In the Donetsk region, 4 people, including a 5-year-old child, were killed in a Russian drone strike on a residential area. 5 others were injured. Emergency crews carried out recovery operations, pulling the injured and the dead from the rubble. In the eastern city of Kyiv, a Russian drone struck power to 2 mines, trapping workers underground. Ukraine's State Emergency Services carried out rescue operations lasting several hours and brought all miners safely to the surface. Ukraine's military says it has struck an oil depot in the Russian city of Penza, triggering large explosions and a fire. Residents reported drones over the city early on Friday, followed by a loud explosion. Video posted on social media shows a large fireball at an oil depot in the outskirts of Penza, about 550 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. In a statement on Friday, Ukraine's general staff claimed responsibility for the strike, saying the facility supplies fuel to Russian armed forces. The attack is one of several Ukrainian strikes on Russian oil infrastructure this week. And that's all from Ukraine today. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for more on TVP World and tvpworld.com.